Hello everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this video, and I'm here with updates on the tropics. And this video will really be focused on that Caribbean disturbance which is designated as Invest 98L, which is likely to become our next tropical storm by the end of this week, or maybe before that, according to the name IOTA, which is the next name to be used. And we'll also talk about our two active tropical storms, Eta and Theta. But before I go into details, please do subscribe if you haven't and tap the bell so you know every time when I post a new video, because I will keep you guys updated on tropical cyclone activity right through the season. And you can also follow me on Instagram. My weather account is Weather Girl Dani, and my personal is Dani Henry Official. And you can also join my Discord server. The link to that is in the description of this video. And so guys, as I mentioned earlier, we have our two active tropical storms, Eta and Theta, that I will be talking about briefly before we go to that Caribbean disturbance. And so first, we actually want to really go into some details, some necessary details with Tropical Storm Eta, which is an imminent threat to land. So now to the National Hurricane Center's current forecast. So at this time, there is a tropical storm watch which is highlighted in yellow for portions of northwestern Florida as well as the westerly side of Cuba. And what you're seeing in blue is also a tropical storm warning that is in place for the dry tortugas, so they can experience tropical storm-like conditions within about maybe a couple of days. Or actually, Eta is very close by, so I would say they could be experiencing tropical storm-like conditions soon, but it's really sometime tomorrow that those conditions might worsen. So if you're there, please take the necessary precautions. And at this time, Eta is not expected to re-strengthen into a hurricane, and it is expected to make landfall along the Florida Panhandle. So if you're there, guys, please take the necessary precautions and stay safe, because this could bring some life-threatening conditions. And so now we actually want to go ahead and talk about our tropical storm Theta. So guys, at this time, Theta has sustained winds of 70 miles per hour. And we noticed that earlier today was actually subtropical. Now it has fully transitioned into a tropical storm, and it is just below hurricane strength. So it has sustained winds of 70 miles per hour. Just a bit more strengthening will result in this becoming a hurricane. Although it is not expected, I would say it is still possible. And maybe by the latter part of this week, maybe the Iberian Peninsula could be impacted with some inclement weather conditions from Theta, or maybe the remnants at that time, because it could become post-tropical and dissipate before. And so guys, here is the main treat of this video. Here we have our Invest 98L, which a lot of persons, especially here in Jamaica, are a bit concerned about. And so at this time, as you were seeing, the chance is currently at a high 80% for development through the next 5 days. And actually, we're seeing that arrow. And what does that mean? It shows that the system is not in favorable conditions or supportive conditions when it comes onto it developing. So it points to that shaded area. So mainly when it reaches the western or central Caribbean, it's really going to be in those favorable conditions that are going to be pushing it to develop into a tropical cyclone. And we can have a tropical depression maybe by Thursday or so, or maybe on Friday, guys. And so guys, now we want to take a look at the 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook for this. And actually the chance through the next 48 hours is at a low 20%. And the reason, again, it is not in that area of favorable conditions, but as time goes by, this chance will be increasing and the favorability will be persistent in the Caribbean for this brewing tropical system here to intensify, guys. And the rainfall is going to be widespread. Let's look at a clearer satellite view of this tropical system here. So where you're seeing those darker those reds going to those black shades right there, that's showing areas of a lot of deep convection and a lot of rainfall. So Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, maybe the Virgin Islands will experience some very heavy rainfall from this, as the system is going to be making its way westward. In terms of the expected intensity at this time, we only have 3 models available, but take a look at that. We have 2 expecting it to become a hurricane and 1 keeping it as a tropical storm. So this is going to be an interesting scenario. Will we see something similar to what happened with Eta at the time last week when it was in the South Caribbean? Will we see that outcome? Because the conditions are quite favorable at this time in that region to support this to strengthen. So let's look at the wind shear map, and then we'll look at the ocean temperature map. So first up is the wind shear map, and the different colors here show different shear intensities. We have the reds meaning strong wind shear, which is unfavorable, the yellows meaning neutral, and the greens meaning favorable shear. So we see that a lot of favorable shear is really dominating the Caribbean. So this is a major factor, because usually even if the ocean temperatures are warm, once there is strong shear, we won't really have any sorts of development or intensification. So we see that in the Caribbean, things are just so favorable at this time to support some development of this brewing tropical system here. And so now we want to go ahead and take a look at the ocean temperatures. I mean, we're in the month of November, so a lot of persons would be expecting a cool down, but is that happening for the Caribbean? Well, not really, because look at that. As we go to the darker oranges to the reds, that is a very warm ocean temperatures to really support some tropical development. And ocean temperatures in the Caribbean, I believe, have been above average during the hurricane season. So things are definitely in place to really support our Invest 98L to intensify and eventually become our tropical storm IOTA. And so now let us look at two of our major models here. Let's see what they are expecting in terms of this tropical system. So this is first up the GFS model, and this is by Monday on the 16th of November. And so we see that low pressure area, most likely a tropical storm, based on how we're seeing the isobars, or those black lines south of Jamaica. So it is likely that at that point it is a tropical storm. And so let's go further out with this model. And we see that there is a bit of intensification just before the point of landfall in Nicaragua, which was affected by ETA at the time when it was about to make landfall. And hopefully, let's just keep our fingers crossed that this is not going to rapidly intensify as ETA did, because the conditions are very similar to the time when ETA was in the South Caribbean. And if you're in Nicaragua or Honduras, you really want to be cautious. But it is likely that this is not going to be moving back into the Caribbean. It's just going to be moving in the Eastern Pacific. And so now what you're seeing is the Euro model. And so this is by Saturday, the 14th of November. We are not seeing much organization of this tropical system here, but we do have it identifying that low pressure area south of Jamaica. So again, this could also enhance the rainfall across Jamaica. By this weekend, we could have another period of some very inclement weather conditions, guys. And so this is also this is by Monday the 16th of November now. And so there we have the Euro model showing that this is going to be moving into Nicaragua. And so guys, a lot has been going on this hurricane season, and it's just like deja vu right now, because I mean, ETA did something similar to what this system is currently portraying based on being in the Caribbean. So guys, if you're in the Caribbean, please take the necessary precautions and stay safe. This is going to be a rainmaker, and for Central America, you could be in for yet another significant landfalling system, guys. And so I will keep giving updates on the tropics as time goes by. And if you found this video to be pretty informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can also share thoughts with me in the comments or ask questions. And remember to always be weatherwise, and I'll keep giving updates as time goes by.